Dana White has finally reached his breaking point, and the entire MMA world is feeling the impact. After nearly 20 years filled with controversy, dominance, scandals, vanishings, arrests, injuries, retirements, comebacks, excuses, and non-stop headlines surrounding Jon Jones, Dana White has reportedly made the most decisive behind-the-scenes decision of his career. According to multiple sources, this isn't just a private opinion anymore. It's a call Dana has already started enforcing internally and quietly letting key people know. A decision that permanently closes the Jon Jones chapter and instantly throws the UFC heavyweight division into chaos. Jon Jones is done in the UFC forever, and the timing, the reasoning, and the sudden shift all trace back to one storyline. A storyline that has haunted the heavyweight division for more than 18 months. One that Jon Jones repeatedly tried to dodge, downplay, mock, or bury under excuses. A storyline Dana White can no longer tolerate. That storyline is the Tom Aspinall situation, because the truth is, Dana White gave Jon Jones everything he ever wanted. A perfectly designed heavyweight debut. A vacant title shot. Full promotional backing. Protection, flexibility, special contract privileges, and opportunities no fighter in UFC history has ever received. But when the moment came to prove he was truly the undisputed heavyweight king, when the world demanded Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall, Aspinall showed up. He stepped in. He did everything right. No shortcuts. No excuses. He trained for a full year, carried the interim belt proudly, and waited patiently for the fight that was supposed to define an era. Jon Jones disappeared. No updates. No training footage. No real negotiations. No clear timeline. Just silence, and for as long as he could, Dana White covered for him. He asked the media for patience. He told fans to calm down. He assured the division everything was happening behind closed doors. That trust shattered when Jon Jones walked away from the biggest deal in UFC heavyweight history. Sources inside the promotion say the offer put on the table was the highest single fight purse ever offered, bigger than McGregor, bigger than Khabib, bigger than Brock Lesnar. A number created for one reason only, to finally make Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall happen, and Jon Jones still said no. He said no by staying silent. He said no by disappearing again. He said no by stepping away from the only talks that actually mattered, and in doing so, he left Dana White publicly exposed, after promoting a historic heavyweight showdown that Jon Jones, behind the scenes, never intended to take.
Jones is even willing to be there.
He's willing to come out of retirement.
Are you saying no to Jones? What's the...
I haven't said yes or no to anybody yet, but I can't put Jon Jones in a position where he can,
Right. You can't let this get canceled.
I had a deal with him. We had a deal to fight Tom Aspinall. He said, you know what, I'm not going to do it.
He didn't want to do it.
Yeah. I can't be in that position. I got to have some.
Just wondered, at this point, is there anything in the next few months or several months that Jon could do where you could say, okay, I actually trust him to put him on that card?
Let me ask you, what do you think Jon would do in the next couple of months that would make me trust putting him on the White House card?
Well, I would not trust him, but I would like to see him fight Aspinall on that card down the road.
So I already said that I don't trust him, and you're asking me what could he do for me to trust him in the next 3 months? You don't trust him.
Well, yes, but you talk to him. I don't.
Yeah. No, I don't talk to him either. I haven't talked to him at all.
Well, there's a greater chance you'll talk to him than I'll talk to him.
Yeah. I would not bet on, if I had to make odds, it's 1,000,000,000 to 1 that I put Jon Jones on the White House card.
All right, I think that ends the questions on.
Yeah.
You said Jon Jones called you.
Well, it wasn't a conversation. He reached out to me and apologized, saying, listen, sorry how this all played out or whatever. I want to fight at the White House. I'm serious about that.
Has that changed your view?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
So there's no chance he's going to be.
No, I appreciate him reaching out and doing that, but I need people I can count on for this fight, and I know who they are.
Can't wait to see you compete the White House. Can't wait to see it.
I know. I really hope it happens. Dana, bro, please, Please, I'm training. I feel great. I'm healthy. And I'd be so honored to represent our country and do what I do best.
After Tom Aspinall's medically confirmed eye injury, an injury that threatened his vision and career, the MMA world understood this wasn't weakness or quitting. That's when Jon Jones suddenly found his voice again. After a full year of silence, dodging questions, and avoiding Aspinall, Jones came back not to fight, but to mock. He laughed at the injury, downplayed the stoppage, and called Aspinall soft and weak. But he ignored the only truth that mattered. Jon Jones wouldn't face Tom Aspinall when he was healthy. That was the moment Dana White reportedly snapped. From Dana's perspective, Jon Jones didn't just refuse a fight, he destroyed an entire heavyweight era. He cost the UFC its biggest possible matchup and derailed plans for a historic White House main event that had been in the works for over a year. When Jon Jones later went public asking for that same White House fight, Dana shut it down instantly. Jon Jones will not fight on that card. Ever. Enough of the disappearances. Enough of the contradictions. Enough of fake retirements and excuses. And everyone knows the truth. If Jon Jones truly believed Tom Aspinall was weak, he would have signed the contract, taken the record-breaking payday, and proved it in the cage. He didn't. And that's why Dana White finally said, enough.
Allowing himself to be missed very much, because the moment he left, he came right back. And by the way, I have no problem with all of this. We never had a problem with any of this. It was the fact that he was holding up the division, holding up the belt. Everyone said, please stick around. Stick around as long as you want. Just give up the title so other people can realize their dreams. Fun fights, one-off fights, legacy fights, super fights, all day. You're bigger than the title. Jon Jones is bigger than the UFC heavyweight title. He's bigger than any title. There's only a couple of guys who are bigger than the title. Jon being one. If Tom would have beaten Jon, the fact that he beat Jon would be bigger than him becoming UFC heavyweight champion.
Situation looked like Curtis Blaydes came to beat Tom Aspinall up that night. Tom throws a kick and magically gets hurt. I would expect a fighter to at least attempt to stand back up or at least limp. And with Tom, he was just completely just out of the fight. And his last situation was Cyril Gane. He gets poked in the eye. Normally you see fighters that are doing this number, trying to get the doctor to look at it. And actually, initially the doctor's just like, he seems fine. Tom's like, no, I can't see. I can't see. The guy wasn't trying to see. Yeah. The guy didn't want to see. The eye that he was covering appeared to be the eye that actually didn't get penetrated. One eye, the finger goes all the way underneath the eyelid. The other eye, it was on top of the eyelid. And he ends up grabbing the eye where the finger was on top of the eyelid. I don't even think Tom really knew which eye was supposed to be more compromised. He just knew that he had been fouled and it was his way out. So that alone shows me a little bit what's behind the facade of this whole Tom Aspinall character.
And he's waiting around for Jon Jones for a whole year, over a year. Career on hold. Despite the fact that he told everyone, look, this guy ain't going to fight me. He's going to retire before he'll fight me. So you might as well just give me the title now. But unfortunately, the UFC, they wanted to believe that their GOAT was the man that they bigged him up to be. And they were wrong. And after working his whole life to become UFC heavyweight champion, this was the way it was announced.
Jon Jones called us last night and retired. Jon Jones is officially retired. Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion of the UFC.
All right, Dana, calm down. Don't get too excited. And that was in the middle of the night in some random ass UFC press conference. No ceremony, no celebration, no congratulations, Tom. We've got the best young fighter in the world. It was as if no one gave a fuck from the UFC. It was so bad. And I get Dana was pissed because he'd been made to look a fool by Jon Jones, but that was never Tom Aspinall's fault. Tom just wanted to fight the best guy he possibly could. And you'd think MMA fans would love that. There's a fighter who's trying to fight the best, wants to win the title, wants to defend the title and be an active heavyweight champion, something we've not had in God knows how long in the UFC. But no, because Jon Jones weirdly has a lot of fans who want to see him protected and not get his chin smashed to bits, they supported the guy who ran away from the fight and trashed Tom consistently. What a weird fan.
Dana White has forgiven scandals, arrests, legal trouble, failed negotiations, and chaos for years. But there was one thing he would not forgive: hurting the UFC's future while pretending to protect it. Because Tom Aspinall was the future. He was the heavyweight fans believed in. The fighter other heavyweights respected. The one who showed up on short notice, accepted backup roles, took risks, and carried the division when others disappeared. While Jon Jones drifted in and out of relevance, Aspinall became the man the UFC could build around for the next 5 years. Dana White knew it. He trusted Tom to headline major events. Trusted him with media. trusted him to represent the sport with professionalism. And every time, Tom delivered, no drama, no excuses, no special treatment. Just wins over elite heavyweights. That's why the reaction to Aspinall's eye injury crossed the line. After medically confirmed damage, after reports showed his vision was compromised from illegal eye pokes, Jon Jones chose that moment to laugh, mock, and label Aspinall a quitter. He turned a serious injury into a joke and tried to rewrite the narrative. Dana saw right through it. Jon Jones wasn't attacking Aspinall because he believed he quit. He was attacking him because the injury relieved the pressure of facing him. What looked like confidence was fear, masked as mockery. Behind the scenes, Dana White made up his mind. Jon Jones was no longer reliable. No longer committed. No longer an asset. The White House event was meant to be historic, a symbol of the UFC reaching a new level. Jon Jones was supposed to carry that moment. Instead, he destroyed it by refusing to fight the one opponent who could validate his legacy. When asked internally if Jon Jones was still an option, Dana's answer was final. Not a chance. We're done. Jon Jones was once the UFC's greatest asset. Now, he's a liability, a fighter chasing greatness while avoiding the proving ground. The UFC is moving on. The heavyweight division now belongs to Tom Aspinall. And the future will be built around the man who showed up, not the one who ran. Dana White's patience is gone. His trust is gone. And the decision is irreversible. Jon Jones will not fight at the White House event. Jon Jones will not return to negotiations. And for the first time in UFC history, the promotion is prepared to move on from him completely.